You're not a soldier. You're not a superhero. You're just a regular person. Just someone who took the wrong hallway at the wrong time. And now you are face to face with something that looks like it stepped out of a medieval nightmare. A figure in 15th century black robes and a mask. No, not that kind of mask. A beaked mask. And a voice that sounds like it's been echoing through the crypts for centuries.
The pestilence must be cured.
This is SCP-049 The Plague Doctor. And he doesn't want to hurt you. No, he wants to cure you. But his cure? It's not medicine. It's not healing. It's a scalpel, a whisper, and a slow surgical death. If you think you could survive an encounter with one of the most unsettling, obsessive, and mind-warping entities in the SCP Foundation's archives, let me know how in the comments. But for now, let's talk about what happens when an ordinary person crosses paths with the Doctor, who doesn't believe in second opinions. Let's talk about SCP-049 The Plague Doctor. Clad in black robes and a beak mask from the 15th century, SCP-049 is inspired by the real-life plague doctors of Europe. Figures who once walked the streets during the Black Death. Their very presence is a symbol of death and despair. The Plague Doctor, a being whose calm voice and surgical precision fuels nightmares, whose presence turns containment sites into morgues, and whose obsession with the pestilence has left a trail of horror across the globe. In his eyes, we're all infected. SCP-049 is classified as Euclid, a designation for anomalies that are unpredictable but containable under strict protocols. Although he resembles a plague doctor from the 15th century Europe, complete with the beak mask and flowing black robes, this is no costume. It is his skin. He speaks in archaic French and Latin, often referencing a mysterious illness he calls the pestilence. To him, it's everywhere, and he is the only cure. SCP-049 is calm, articulate, and disturbingly polite. He refers to himself as a healer, and his victims as patients. Once he deems someone infected, he performs a form of surgery, crude, invasive, and always fatal. In other words, if I was assigned him as my doctor, I'd get a new doctor. When the surgery is complete, although fatal, it isn't the end for the poor victim. They become an SCP-049-2, a reanimated corpse stripped of identity, capable only of basic movement. He shows no remorse, only disappointment and disgust when his cure fails to restore full life. Just because his surgeries don't work out, that doesn't mean he's a dummy. He's actually very intelligent. He's just insane. The Plague Doctor is highly resistant to pain and damage, has necromantic abilities, and does not need food, water, or rest. It is quite terrifying because you can't starve him out, and he never rests even when you do. So if he has you cornered, he'll eventually find you when you need sleep, food, or water. He does have some weaknesses though. He is vulnerable to bullets and tranquilizers and can be contained with reinforced restraints. Chilling encounters. The catacombs beneath Paris incident. Beneath the City of Lights lies a city of bones. The Paris catacombs stretch for miles, a maze of skulls, silence, and secrets. Urban explorers reported hearing footsteps and whispers in Latin. One survivor described a figure in black, standing motionless in the dark, whispering,
"Persephone, Melody,"
which means you are sick. Their footage ends with a scream and the sound of metal scraping stone. In order to try to contain him, the Foundation sealed the entrance. Some say the Doctor still walks those tunnels, searching for the infected. Site-19, Sublevel 3 Incident. Site-19 is the largest and most secured SCP Foundation facility in existence. Located deep underground, it houses hundreds of anomalies, from safe to Keter class. But beneath its main levels lies something far more secretive. Sublevel 3. Sublevel 3 is a restricted zone, a labyrinth of dimly lit corridors, unused containment cells, and decommissioned labs. It was originally designed for experimental containment and classified research. But after a series of unexplained incidents, it was sealed off. During a containment breach, SCP-049 was seen calmly descending into Sublevel 3. Surveillance footage shows him walking past locked doors that opened without authorization. He paused at a disused surgical theater, where he remained for over 6 hours. When the security teams finally arrived, they found the room filled with the scent of antiseptic and a single cadaver stitched with symbols no one could decipher, likely performing acts of necromancy. To this day, no one knows how he accessed the level, or what he was even doing down there. Siberian Tundra, the Black Train Incident. In the frozen wastes of Siberia, a derailed passenger train was discovered. Its windows shattered, its passengers mutilated. The only survivor was a child, who claimed a bird-faced man walked through the train, touching people and whispering prayers. The child died days later, eyes wide open, heart stopped, from an unknown disease. Perhaps the pestilence is real. Fears of this caused the train to be burned, but the snow around it never melted, as if something still lingered. Romania, the abandoned Sanitarium Incident. High in the Carpathian Mountains lies a crumbled sanitarium. Long forgotten by time, locals avoid it, claiming it's cursed. Foundation agents investigating the site found surgical tools embedded in the walls and a journal written in dried blood. The journal contained notes detailing failed cures, each entry signed with a symbol resembling a plague mask. Locals speak of a doctor who walks the halls at night, murmuring to the dead in Latin. Was never seen, but his presence is undeniable. Site 11, the Whispering Ward Incident. In Site 11, a psychiatric wing was shut down after patients began whispering in unison, in Latin. Security footage showed no intruder, but one patient drew a perfect sketch of SCP-049's mask, despite never being exposed to Foundation files. Shortly after, all the other patients also began making similar drawings. The ward was sealed, the whispers stopped, but the drawings continued, etched into the walls by unseen hands. If you want to know more about any of these sites, let me know in the comments. Other reportings. Some survivors report seeing SCP-049 in their dreams before an encounter. He speaks of healing, of purity, of the pestilence. When they wake up, they find scratches on their chest as if surgery has already begun. Here are some survival tips from the SCP. Avoid eye contact. Speak calmly and respectfully. Do not claim to be healthy. He won't believe you anyways. Use barriers, lock doors, or elevators to escape. If cornered, call for help and then stall him. Ask questions. Distract him with medical jargon. He's highly intelligent. Ask him questions about the plague. He'll ramble on and on about that. Remember, he believes he's helping. Use that delusion to survive. How would you survive this encounter? Got any tips? Let us know in the comment section below. The Plague Doctor walks the world not as a monster, but as a savior. In his eyes, we are all sick, and he is the cure. SCP-049 is not just a relic of the past. He is the future of fear. Stay vigilant, stay distant, and never trust this doctor.